Hello there. Something I miss from yesteryear times a lot is how I was connected to music. I'm not going to get on my high horse and say people today aren't connected to music. That's the amazing thing about music. People are always going to tap their feet. But what I miss is the slight struggle of being a fan of music. I mean, this shit used to consume my worries. I used to listen to a lot of music through my Walkman. Now, what do you remember about the Walkman? AA batteries. Not a lot of playing time. I worried about the state of my Walkman's AA batteries more than most things. The dread I'd have inside about the inevitable slowdown. Out of nowhere, you'd be listening to a song and it would start to lose a step. My Walkman would slow down over the course of about 15 minutes before it went dead. And who carried spare batteries? So there was that. Then there was the battle of album length. I knew that Versus by Pearl Jam had a duration of about 46 minutes and 16 seconds, give or take a second or two. Why is that important? Well, if you wanted to copy that to a 90-minute cassette, it would cut the end off in difference, the song in difference. I'm sorry, you don't just cut the end off in difference. Then you flip that fucker to side B. Do you start the song again or do you start the album again? That way you don't have to rewind the whole tape to restart the album. But then you've got side A and B with the last song cut off. But if you restart the song on side B, then what do you do with the rest of that side? It's a fucking nightmare of a mess. You had to step it up to 120-minute tapes, which for some reason were kind of rare. Problem there is that the Kmart down at Cannon Hill only sold 120-minute tapes in TDK Red and not the far superior TDK Blues. So you had to take a hit in sound quality. You see what I mean by struggle? Just stop and think about your life right now. How fucking sweet would it be for that to be the center of your stress? Yeah, it was a simpler time. I bring this up because I just dropped some money on a balanced amplifier and external DAC. This way I can lie down in the middle of our gym with the lights off and just listen to music with no distractions. It's going to be a no phone zone, just music. Now, as awesome as this new setup is going to sound, it made me think back to all the old stereos I've had throughout my life. I used to have this teal-colored boombox thing that I used to dance around my room to. Then scored a stereo with a CD player for my room when I was about 13. It must be stated that the sound quality when dumping to cassette was inferior to the stereo in the living room. So that is what I used for that operation. It was a far cry from the Denon setup that I have now. That's 5 surround PSB speakers made in Canada, with 4 ceiling Bowers and Wilkins Atmos speakers and one chunky Subdog. But way back in the 90s, I had 0 complaints. It's what you had. The most important element was the music. I'd love to hear some music through some of my old stereos. I feel like I got distracted from that a little bit. If you had told younger Jim Jam that this stereo has an expensive external DAC fed to the amplifier with balanced XLR cables, I don't know how much of a shit I would have given. I would have been more interested in what was being played. So once I've extensively gone through all of the DAC's filters, I am only going to care about what's being played. Well, that's the plan. That's why I'm glad I put a pin in my research and made a purchase. Obviously, had some time off last year. I spent whole days lying on the floor in our gym, just listening to albums, getting transported back to when I first listened to them, getting frustrated by some of my old CDs having read errors. Those things don't last forever, and neither do you. So I challenge you. Go get your favorite album and block the world out, especially your stupid fucking phone, and just listen to that music. Let it take you back. And think about how it made you feel back then, how it inspired you, whether it made you happy or sad, or made you jump off the couch and fucking mosh. Remember how you got it. Was it a gift? Did you have to mow a damn lawn to come up with a scratch to buy it? If you put it on now around your friends, would you link arms and sing along to a full moon like a pack of wolves? Whatever you choose, go do what you do, because I'm going to do what I do. And as always, for Julie.